Hi, myself Upendra Reddy. Now I am giving the presentation on Citrix Xerac. In this Citrix, we have mainly three parts. In Citrix, Xerac and Gen Server and Gen Desktop. Coming to this Xerac, this is using for the application publishing from the server side. Citrix is one of the company name used for the remote processing. By using the remotely, we have to publish all the applications and provide the troubleshoots to the users. In this Citrix, we have to install all the applications in the server. From that side, we have to publish the applications to the user side. By using this, their users are no need to install all the applications in their PCs. By using from the server side, we have to publish all the applications from the server. By using that one, the users are access all the application. For that, we have to all the users take the authentication from the Active Directory. If user want to take the access the application from the server, they have to enter the user ID and password for the accessing the application. For that we have to centralize all the data from the Active Directory. For user, we have to enter the user ID password that come to the Active Directory. When that is check all the information about the user, then only give the access from the server for this server. By using the Citrix, we have to work from any device and any network from anywhere. By using this, we have to access this Citrix applications from our mobiles also and PCs also. By using the one IP addresses, we have to access all these applications in the Citrix. In this Citrix, we have to maintain the forms. In this Citrix, I am explaining about Citrix Xerac 5, 6 and 6.5. In this Citrix, we have to maintain the different forms in the Citrix. Coming to in this Citrix form, in this one form I install the Xerac 5, and the next form I install the Xerac 6, and the third form I install the Xerac 6.5. The mainly difference from the Xerac 5, 6 and 6.5 is, in the Xerac 5, the console name is the Access Management Console, AMC, coming in the 5.0. Coming to 6.0, the console name is the Delivery Management Console. In the coming to 6.5, that is the console name is App Center. The main difference, the console names are different from the 5, 6 and 6.5. By using this one, we have to publish the application from this side. In this AMC, we have to advanced configuration tool. By using, we have to configure the advanced configuration tool. Then only we have to publish the application. All these options we have available in this advanced configuration tool. From this, we have the option as publish. We have to select the one application. From this publish application, we have to publish the end user. From there, then the users access the applications. Coming to this form, every form we must install the license server. By using the license server, the company purchased this license server. Then only the Xerac 5.0 will be accessed, and we have to install the web interface also. It is enough for one web interface, but sometimes the web interface is down, automatically other will be raised. This clustering is applying in this one. By using this one, web interface only, the user access the applications, and these all are the servers in this one. In one server install the license server, and two servers install the web interface, and remaining server install the applications. What you want to publish the applications to end users. For example, we have to publish the Java application, database, Microsoft Outlook, WordPad, Notepad. All these are the applications. We have to whatever you want to publish the applications. We have to install all the applications and configure the applications in this one. By using this one, we have to publish the applications. After installing all the applications, they are available in the advanced configuration tool. In this tool, we have to option as publish. When you have to click on the publish, you have to option as browse the applications. Already installed applications are showing in one folder. From that folder, we have to publish through the end user site. Then only the users are getting the by using the one IP addresses. For example, like that 192.168.1.1. But that is the application. That is the IP addresses for the Java applications. By using that Java, when user are logged into the web interface, web plugins, by using when we enter the IP addresses, they ask for the user ID and password. When the user giving the user ID password, we checks it one and giving the access the applications. Like that in the form also Xenap form 2 also Xenap we have to install the license server for the Xenap 6 and web interfaces applications, all these one. And form 3 also we have to install the license server web interface applications in that one. The main difference between the 5, 6 and 6.5 is the installation process is better compared to better for Xenap 5 to Xenap 6.5. The application process is very quickly completed in the Xenap 6.5. All the processes are automatically done in the 6.5. By in the Xenap 5 we have to install all the applications manually. One by one we have to install all the applications, check it that one, then configure that one. We have to take the more time for install the Xenap 5. Comparing to the Xenap 5, the 6.5 is installed very quickly. By using the ICA, we have to all the applications in the Xenap form. ICA means Independent Computing Architecture. This ICA works with the IP number 1494. This is the IP number for the ICA. In the before ICA, we have to use the RDP, Remote Desktop Protocol. This is the Microsoft product. ICA is the Citrix product. By using this ICA, we have to work in any OS. RDP works on only Microsoft OS. This ICA works on any OS. By using this ICA, we have to maintain the 32 virtual channels for the audio, video, like these things for the different virtual channels. There is no one come and disturb the another channel. For we have to install the Citrix Xenap 6.5. What is the pre-requirements for install the Citrix Xenap 5? First, we have to take the 2008 R2 OS. For coming to Xenap 5, it will be installed in 2003 R2 servers. Coming to this Xenap 6.0, this will be installed in the 2008 R servers. This is in 32 bits and 64 bits it will be available. This Citrix Xenap 6.5 only installed in 2008 R2 server. Only 64 bit will be access the install the applications. Next we have to take the .NET 3.5 and we have to install the 2008 SQL server and license server for must be we have to purchase the company's license server, and web interface is also must, and internet interface service IIS service also we have to install this one, and Microsoft Visual C++ 2005 service pack 1 we have to install. Next we have to install the Java JRE. These are all the pre-requirements to install the these 6.5 applications. These are automatically installed automatically to the Xenap 6.5. When we have to put the CD in the drive, automatically all these are installed. Then we have to take the step as configured. We have to configure all these things. In this licensing modes, we have two different types of modes: concurrent and for user per device device licensing modes. In this concurrent, we have to for each and every server we have to install one server. We have to install the one application for the concurrent license mode. In this we have to from the one server many users are accessing this one. Per user per device, coming to per user per device, only one licensing server purchased from one. Only one form, one application is accessed for that one. Then coming to the hosted state desktop. This is we have to install the one Xenap server in this one. From that we have to multiple users are accessing that Xenap server from that one. Coming to HVD, hosted virtual desktop. Coming to this one, we have to provide the different VMs. In this one, we have to different VMs. We have to for different VMs. Per each VM, we have to provide the one user from that user. This is used for the virtual desktop. Coming to data store, what data store is used for contains all the configure information. What is done in the form? All these are stored in the data store. Per each form, we have the one data store. All the data in what is the configured, what you installed for new features, all these are saved in the data store. This data store is saved in the database, connected to database. Coming to data collector. In this data collector, takes all the information about connected sessions, disconnected sessions, and the server load on that one. This data collector is maintain all the data into the one form. In this we have every form we have the data collector. By using this data collector, we have to maintain all this information and find out that one when the user are logged in, when the user are logged off from that one, when the user start accessing the application. All this information we have to provide the data collector. We have the LHC, local host cache. By using this local host cache, we have to take the data storage goes down. By using that LHC, we can run the process. Knowing who are the users already logged in, they are continuing the work. Who want to enter the new users, they are not accessing the application by using the LHC. By default use, that means it will be updated. It having the previously 50 hours or 58 hours of data, it will be stored. When the data store will be goes down, the LHC will take care of that one and continues the work for what is the all the already logged in users are continuing that one. That will be handled the LHC. In this we have to, in the Citrix we have to publish the applications and also we have to publish the printers also. In these printers we have different type of the printers: local printer and shared printer and network printer. In this local printer, in the company every user having the one printer. In this we have to every system connected to the one printer. From that one we have to giving the printer access to the printer from the local printer. Shared printer. Coming to this shared printer, in this we have to users are connected to users are all different users are having here. From that one different users connected to one printer here. One printer. From this one different printers we are actually giving the print to all these are connected to one printer and they will be taken from that printer. Coming to network printers. In this network printers, we will publish from the Citrix app. We have to give in the one IP addresses like that 192.168.200.1. This is the IP addresses for the accessing the printer. When user want to access the printer, we have to type this one in the web plugins and Citrix receiver. They will be ready to access the network printer. Sometimes the users get the problems on accessing the printers. Sometimes the printer is not powered off and papers is blacked in that one, and if users are not no papers in that one, and user not having the authentication purpose, having not a correct authentication, then users are getting the problems in the accessing the printers. DNS, domain naming service. This is used for the name resolution service. This is convert the IP addresses to name to IP addresses. This will be handled the DNS server. This DNS server provides the one IP addresses for the anyone for accessing the applications. If DNS IP address is changed, the users not access the applications also. DHCP, domain host configuration protocol. In this DHCP, all the users are accessing the applications by using the DORA process. In this, D means discover, offer, request, and A means acknowledgement. In this process, we have to discover what is the scope of IP addresses for that one. They find out the scope of the what, from which one to which one we have to provide the applications for that one, and from giving the applications from 200.22 and 200 to 200. They will be given in this scope. They will be provide the IP addresses for the accessing the for every device. They will be provide the separate IP addresses for accessing that one. In the Windows we have also the FSMO rules. This is the flexible single master operation rules. By using this flexible single master operation rules, we have to maintain all the user information in the Active Directory. In this FSMO, we have two domains in this one: forest level domain and domain level. In this forest level, we have the schema master and domain naming master. In this schema master, having you have to change any changes in the attributes. Then schema master will be handling all these things. We have to take in this domain level master. We have to add the one user in the Active Directory, or remove from the Active Directory one user. All these things are handled by the domain naming master. Coming to domain level, we have the three types: PDC emulator, infrastructure master, and RID master. This coming to this PDC emulator, this will be handled the password reset. We have to reset the any application's passwords. We have to change that one. We have this will be taken, and time series also it will be handled. If what is the time of install the applications, that will be changed. Then we have the user not access the applications and not giving the correct authentication. Then we have this PDC emulator handles all these things. Infrastructure master. This infrastructure master handles the upgradation of group membership in this one. We have to upgrade the any memberships in this one. This infrastructure master will be handled. RID master. This RID master will be, we have to enter the any user who want to access take the IDs from that one. This will be provided the different IDs for the each user. Global catalog. In this global catalog, this having all the information about the local, and this having the partial information about the other servers. This global catalog and infrastructure master are not in the same one. These two are having the different one. We have to maintain the load also. We have to always check the load. If users not accessing the application, we have to go for that one and check the load on that one. In this one, we have to, in this load evaluators, we have three different types: default load evaluator, and advanced load evaluator, and custom load evaluators. Coming to this default load, we have to take care this is one CPU utilization. You have to give in this one how much of the users accessing the applications, what is the load on the CPU, how much users are accessing the same time application. By using the default, we have given to the default load evaluator. In this advanced, we have to giving the CPU utilization, file size, what is the file size, how many users are accessing this one, how to use the advanced configuration. Custom, we have to in this custom load evaluator, we have to manually we are giving this one. Manually, what you have to install, giving this one: CPU utilization, file size, what is the user, how many users are accessing that application. All these are in the customs. Users need, according to users needs, they will be given this one. In this Citrix, we have to different types of commands for checking all the information in this one. For example, we have to go to command prompt and we have to type the lm stat. For this one, what is the license server used, what is the version you used, what is the licensing, all these information by using this command we have to know it about this one. Coming to CTX XML SS /R8080. This is used to change the port number of XML port number. We have to use this command. We have to change the ICA and IMA port numbers. We have to use the ICA port space /port :1495. The actual IP address of ICA is 1494. We have to change that IP addresses, that port number to 1495. We have to use this command. Same as the IMA port number also. We have to use this one. DSMate, we have this DSMate to check all the database information about the information which will be checked. We have to configure the database. We have to use the DSMate space /config. This will be handle the configuration of the backup. We have to take the backup for the data store. We have to use the command DSMate space /backup. This by using this command, we have to take the backup from this one. If LSC is corrupted, we have to know about that one. We have to go for the command DSMate space /verify LHC. When giving this command, verify go to LHC and verify that one LHC. We have to recreate the LHC. We have already LHC. We want to recreate the LHC. Then also we have to go for DSMate space /recreate LHC. By using this command, recreate the LHC. What we have already LHC, but we have to create the LHC. By using this command, we have to recreate the LHC. And we have to find out the load on the applications. We go for the command and write the command as qform /load. In this we have to find given the this command by using the by defaultly we know the what is the load on that one. We have to find out that one. We when the type the command we have to get the 100. This will be this will be given. Then only one user login into the applications. That will be given as 10,000 as this number will be given. Then the form is full. We have to find out that one. The form is already full. If that will be given as 20,000, it will be licensing error. We don't having the license, that will be given as the 20,000. That will be we have to install the licensing server. We have to buy out that one. And this totally Citrix depend on the works on Windows. In this Windows, we have to install the different types of OSs. For in the Xenap 5, we have to install the 2003 server, and the Xenap 6, we have to install the 2008 server, and we have to install 6.5, we have to use the 2008 R2 server. The main differences from Windows 2003 to 2008, what is the new changes in the 2008 is Hyper-V is added in the 2008, and read-only domain control is added in the 2008. PowerShell, server core, boot sequence, IAS 7, and server manager, all these are new things added in the 2008. In the Citrix, we have different types of options in the used for the Citrix Xenap. Coming to access gateway, this access gateway is used for the security purpose. If user want to access the applications, this access gateway provides the hierarchy of the security to the user for the accessing the applications. When user want to log in applications, the access gateway will handle all the user ID, password, and go to the database and check it once, and then only give the access to the user. For this access gateway, this new advanced version is 4.5.6. But this is the advanced version. For the web interface, we use the 5.4. For the secure gateway, we have to install the 3.3 version. Licensing server, the advanced version is the 11.10, and we have to use the 11.19 also in the organizations. In the Citrix receiver, we have the Citrix receiver or web plugins, we have to access the applications. We have to install the Citrix receiver, we have to use the 3 or 3.1 versions. Edge site. This edge site is automatically take all the information. By using this edge site, we have to take all the information about the application access and all this information. By using this edge site, gather all the information, and we have to give in the one chart, and we have to submit that one by automatically. If you any problem in the accessing applications, by defaultly raise the tickets or send the mail to the administrator by using this edge site. We have to use the 5.4 versions in the organizations. In this Citrix, we have to use the different types of port numbers for everyone, for every type of one. Coming to RDP, this is the remote desktop protocol. By using this remote desktop protocol, we have to use the port number 3389, and we have to use the ICA, Independent Computing Architecture. By using this ICA, we have to use the port number 1494. And we have to use the DHCP, Domain Host Configuration Protocol. This is the 67 and 68 is the IP port numbers for this one DHCP. This 67 is from the client side and 68 from the server side. DNS. This is for the DNS we have to use the IP address as 53. XML. This is the XML broker. This is the broker for the database to server. By using this XML, we have to use the port number as 8080. And we have to install the licensing server. For the licensing server, we have to use the port number as 27,000 for the licensing server. And HTTP, we have using all the web interfaces. For that one, we have to use the HTTP. There is the port number of 8080, and HTTPS used the 43. Independent Management Architecture, IMA. For this IMA, we have to use the 2512 for the income and 2513 for the outgoing of data. This IMA works as the middle for the database and Xenap servers. It will be connected to this one and database to Xenap server by giving the access to anyone. Session reliability. We have to using the session reliability for the port number 2598. This is the IP address for session liberty, and the JDBC for the 1521, access gateway for 443, edge site for 9035. And SQL, we have the SQL also, we have the one port number, that is the 1433 and 1434. From the one side and the outgoing side 1434, we have to use the SQL servers. All these are the port numbers frequently used in the Citrix design. This is the detailed information about the Citrix. Okay, that's it. Thank you.